Hey, good morning. This is Ginny with LearnWithGinny.com. If you don't know who I am a home business mom who helps other home business moms get more leads and customers on the internet. In particular, customers that are perfect customers and perfect prospects for your home business. So today, though, we're going to talk more about mindset because, I still have a lot of notes that I took from Earl Nightingale's volume that I was listening to. And today I have 6 success tips. They're mindset tips and living your successful life kind of tips. So if you're live on Facebook, make sure you say hi. Let me know where you're from, what your biggest struggle is, because I'll be able to find an answer for you or address it on a next live or a blog post or whatever. And at the end, later on today, I'll have a link to my blog post where I'll put this video. So if it turns out choppy on Facebook, you'll be able to see the HD version, the YouTube version. And you'll also be able to get free training on my website. All right, so I'm just going to dive right into these tips. Number 1 is you're either growing or dying. So you'll notice that I am Learn with Ginny, right? I totally believe in continuing your education and learning. You will never know everything, and there's so much to learn. And as you're learning and growing, it really gives you the energy and more ideas to keep going in your business and come up with more ways to make more revenue or more ways to help more people. It'll light your brain on fire. So keep learning, keep reading. I highly suggest this volume that I've been listening to, and I certainly will put a link in my blog post where you can go get it. It's a very good. He was like one of the first in the self-help industry, and it's really good stuff. So I really highly suggest it. So that's just one, and then I'll put it at the bottom of the blog post. I'll put a link to some past lists that I've done on other books that I've read, and there's just tons of them. There's some of them that I haven't gotten to yet that are still on my list. So, make a list. Keep learning. Keep growing. Invest in yourself. Get a coach too. They will push you to think about things in a different way. They'll also point out to you sometimes your weaknesses where you need to grow, that you don't see yourself. Sometimes when we look in the mirror, we don't see those things that we need to work on, and it helps when someone else points that out to you. Number 2 is our rewards in life are in direct proportion to what we give. And, I do believe in karma. What you put out is what you get back. So, and remember too, the golden rule, how you treat others is how you want to be treated, because it all comes back. And an old saying that one of my friends mentioned the other day when I went to visit her, she said, it all comes out in the wash. That's true. It's an old saying, but it's true. So, don't focus on the negativities. When people are dragging you down with their junk and their drama, that's not where you want to go, right? You want to be above that. But what you put out is what you get back. I hope that makes sense. Even if you don't have a lot of extra cash, as far as money goes, money flows back to you too. Because if you're in the grocery store, for example, they have these bags that you can buy for like $10. It's an anonymous contribution to your local food pantry. A lot of grocery stores will do that, and that's a simple way to get started. You can it's $10 in your budget. And again, the money has energy too. I don't remember the name of the book, but Susie Orman's books are really good about financial success. And she definitely talks about the energy of money. It does have an energy. And I'm not going to go into, I don't know where I was just thinking. My brain's going in a different direction. How about we move on to number 3? Number 3, successful people are in charge of their lives. They're in a driver's seat. They're not in the passenger seat just along for the ride. You know, successful people do what makes their lives successful. I don't know how else to put it. A lot of people, and they'd probably be 90-some% of people are just along for the ride. They just kind of go along through their day and through their routines, and you know, me too. You know, until I started doing what I suggested in number 1, is started educating myself more. A lot of people will stop after they get their degree, and you know, it's like, okay, I got my education, now I'm working. And that's it. They don't continue to grow, and there's just so much that goes back to step 1, but or suggestion number 1, whatever, tip number 1. So be in the driver's seat. Take control. Don't whine and complain about the circumstances around you, because you can change them. There was a post in one group that I belong to where he asked about people who complain about living in America. And if it's so bad, he says, why are you here? Why do you leave? Why don't you leave? And they do usually list a bunch of excuses, really, because there's no reason that they need to stay here if they hate it so much. I love it in America. We have a lot of freedom, we have choices, and we get to vote for who we want, you know, and once that person's in office, yeah, you are in control of your life. You have choices. If your job's not paying enough, then do something else, make another revenue stream, because there is a lot out here that you can do yourself. Anyway, I'm not going to go through the whole list, but that was on my mind the other day because of that post. You know, that was, I don't usually try to take the time to scroll through Facebook, but I did read that one. And I did comment because I was like, you know what? And if you don't like where you live, then move. There's other, you know, a lot of people will choose to move to another state with lower taxes rather than, you know, complain about their taxes. So, you know, there's lots of things you can do. And by the way, that is one of Tony Robbins' tips in Money. I think it was just called The Money, right? By Tony Robbins. I'll look it up. It's on my list on one of my blog posts. So, what number are we on? 4? You cannot have success without risk. And that is true. Whenever you get to a point where you can take a leap, take it. It's scary, but it's definitely worth it, because of all the successful people, I always hear stories where they were at a point where they had to take a giant risk. And whenever they have, it's worked out for the best. So take it, you know. I mean, my biggest risk, you know, and a huge risk taker myself. So, but I went to an event by myself without my family, and that was a huge risk to me. And it was well worth it. That's why I'm here. So now I'm here to help you. Who knows what the next one will be, but risk taking is part of the journey, right? That brings me, and leave the comfortable people behind. Let them be comfortable. They're going to try to drag you down. It's like the crabs in the bucket. The crabs are all trying to climb out. One crab might try to climb out, but the other ones are dragging them down. And they use that as an analogy to show you that a lot of people in your life won't like you taking a risk because, it's because they care about you and they don't want something bad to happen. So leave the comfortable people behind. That was another point in that discussion. Which leads me to a quote from Cervantes: "The journey is better than the end." Enjoy the journey. It's all about the journey. And the end goal is not the end anyway. So enjoy the journey. And finally, success is not luck. So don't go around pointing your fingers at other people saying, oh, they're lucky, they just got lucky, and that's why they're on the leaderboards, and that's why they're making all that money, and that's why they have all these friends, and that's why they have all this success. They're lucky. It's not luck. It's definitely hard work. It's taking risks. It's learning and growing. It's all of that. So hopefully you got something out of that, and make sure you check out the blog at learnwithginny.com/blog or /products for your free training. And make sure you ask your questions so that I can have some more material to talk about to you on live. And I'm sure I have more. I think I have another page of notes yet from Earl Nightingale, so you get to hear more of that. Make it a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.